other thing. President Harris said today in her post, in her speech, she said that President Trump was going to turn the U.S. military against the American public.
All right. Good afternoon from Southeast Asia. My camera's crooked. I don't care. That's the beauty of getting older. You care about less and less. Okay, I'm going to tell you some stuff, and then I'm going to show you a little video, a little news clip. I'm not going to talk very long. But this is maybe one of the most important things you will ever hear. If you are an intelligent person, even remotely, even semi-intelligent, this is going to scare the living daylights out of you. And it may prompt you to do what I did decades, plural, ago. I left the USA. I left. I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the insanity, the illogic of both parties. Both parties. They were just bullshit. I'm sorry they were. And in these decades, plural, since then, I've watched, with amusement and then growing amusement and then like mild alarm and then like shock and awe and then like fear. I've watched the developments of the USA over these last decades. And to tell you the truth, I no longer make fun of those guys who went off and bought abandoned missile silos in Wyoming and moved their family, 280 feet underground, like groundhogs. I used to make jokes about those guys. I know a couple of guys who did it, and I pretty much wrote them off as friends. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We've been friends for a long time, but this is wackadoodle beyond anything I have words for. You're going to go live 280 feet in the ground in Wyoming. Because what? Because you think the government's going crazy and something bad is going to happen? That's what you're thinking? Really? Really? Well, the government's been going for a long time. And, it hasn't wiped out the population yet, Okay, so I made fun of those guys for a long time. I watched other countries do really heinous things, okay? I remember as a little kid, we grew up in mortal fear of communist Russia. We used to have drills, practice drills, where the teacher would run into the room and what was the code word? I can't remember. Some code word for nuclear attack. I don't remember what it was. I must have blocked it out. It was like, you're all going to die. I don't know. I don't remember what the code word was. Anyway, the teacher would run in and scream this code word. And, like gut-shot rabbits, we would dive under the desk. And what was the routine? You're supposed to cover your eyes because the flash was going to blind you. And then once you were blinded, you couldn't even find your desk to get under it. So if you saw the flash, you might as well just stand there and wait for the Holocaust to incinerate you, because you're blind anyway. So the teacher would run in and she would scream this code word and everybody would dive under the desk. Half the time they knocked the desk over, all the crap, all the little finger paints on the desk would go flying and, they land on Mabel's face across the room and stuff like that. It was mayhem, We did a hell of a lot more damage to each other than the Russians ever did to us by dropping a nuke. Jeez, okay, so anyway, we grew up hating, loathing, and detesting Russia. And, the teachers would give us all kinds of reasons why we should hate Russia. We're stupid little spuds, what do we know? Okay, teacher says it, so it's true. Okay. One of them was, did we know? Now, most of the stuff that the teachers told us, I just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Maybe it's propaganda because even in fourth grade, I knew what propaganda was, and I figured, 89% of everything we got was propaganda. I knew that in fourth frickin' grade. I knew it. Okay. So one thing that she told us that made me sit up in my little fourth grade chair was that if you live in Russia, if you're Russian and you live in Russia, and you want to say bye-bye Russia, you want to leave Russia, you want to go to another country from Russia, and I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, if I lived there, I'd already be in another country, yeah. But the teacher said, if you want to do that, guess what? Guess what, kiddos? Guess what? Peons. You can't. And I thought, what the hell are you talking about, you dizzy old bat? Of course you can. You get in the car, you drive to another country. What the? And she explained in some detail about how Russia did not let anybody leave unless they wanted you to leave. You couldn't get papers to leave Russia. And some other communist countries too. And I thought, no, that can't be right. This is up there bumping 100% propaganda. This is bullshit. No country on earth can do that. No. What the hell is she talking about? Just trying to scare us. And so I pretty much dismissed it. And then she went on to some other topic, whatever the hell it was. And later, and subsequently over the years, I researched it. Oh yeah, baby. You couldn't leave Russia. Just like in East Berlin, you couldn't go to West Berlin. They had a wall. They had a thing called a wall. It was a real wall. People died trying to get across it. And then I began to wake up about really shitty, heinous governments. And I thought, oh my God, as a member of the human race, I'm in serious frickin' trouble. You can't even leave a country? No. This is BS. And in fourth grade, I knew what the word bullshit meant. Okay, so you go along through life and you get more and more jaded about governments and stuff, politics and idiots in government and corrupt presidents and fool presidents, and it just piles onto you. Like it's like you're living. It's like you're a mouse, okay? You're a mouse. Somebody should make a VR game like this. I wish I was a coder, I would. You're a mouse, okay? Imagine it for a minute. You're a mouse, tiny little mouse, and you got your little mouse family. And maybe there's a little piece of cardboard laying on the ground. Yeah, that's it. That's your home. You live under that thing. You dug out a little hole. You live under that cardboard. When it rains, it's kind of shitty, but, it's your home. So you live there. Okay. And every once in a while, something really terrible happens. It just ruins your life. It's like pounds and pounds of bullshit landing on your head. And you, the mouse, it happens and you think, by God, I got to stop this. What the hell is this? And you crawl out, a little bit, you crawl out from under your little piece of cardboard and you look up. Oh my God, what the F is that thing? And you look up and you look all the way to the top. What's up there? It's an elephant. It's an elephant. Except you ain't looking him in the eye. You're looking him in the anus. Because he's standing right over, straddle-legged on top of your little piece of cardboard. And it seems like about every 11 minutes, that son of a bitch takes a dump. I don't know where he gets all the damn food, but he gets it somewhere. But maybe they bring it to him, and he's just a conveyor belt. Goes in the mouth, spends about 5, 6, 7 minutes in the digestive tract, and it comes out the ass end onto your little home. Okay? Now, that's the analogy of what it's like to live in most countries these days, and the USA is not really any different. We think, home of the brave, land of the free. Well, it used to be home of the brave. Now it's home of I don't know. Was Pee Wee Herman brave? I don't think he was particularly. You know, I see the Queen of England a while back, she knighted one of the Rolling Stones. Was it Mick Jigger? Mick Jigger? Yeah, I think that's what it was. She knighted him. Okay, a knight is someone who protects the realm, you know. He's got shining armor and he rides a shire horse and shit like that, okay? That's a knight in shining armor and they're brave beyond brave. They, you know, you call them sir for a reason because they deserve it, okay? But she made Mick Jigger a knight. As an example of how crazy these governments have become and how much they shit and shat upon us, okay? Now, I'm thinking if the realm is ever, you know, under heavy fire, enemies advancing, I don't know who the enemy could be. It could be, don't know, I'll think of something funny later. You can rest assured that Mick Jigger is going to run out there and he's going to save the day. That's his intention. And he's going to have a paper grocery bag, you know, and he's going to run into the teeth of the advancing troops, you know, not really very close. He's going to have a white flag, you know, shit like that. And a blow up doll on the other hand. And then he's holding the grocery bag in his teeth, you know, and he's going to run. Hey guys, wait, don't kill me. God save the Queen! And he throws the bag at the enemy. 157,000 troops, and they all got missiles and shit, machine guns. And he throws this bag and he thinks, there I did the knightly thing. I saved the realm. And the advancing troops, you know, the bag hits the first one in the face and he's like, oh my God, it's creatures from hell. No, it was a bag of ferrets. And then, of course, Mick Jigger, he's already back, you know, safe in his bunker. But that's what he did, you know. Okay, so that's the crazy shit that's falling upon us in all these so-called free countries, you know. Okay, you remember Tiananmen Square? Now, I don't care how old you are, you've heard of that. If you haven't, then you should be in prison. Okay, Tiananmen Square in China. I can't remember the city. Where the hell was it? Beijing? Don't know. Anyway, the populace was ticked off at some stupid crap the Communist China Party was doing. Like, you know, they always are, but they can't say anything because they get machine gunned. But anyway, this time they were really, really supremely ticked off. Really, really ticked off. And they said, no more. They just stood out there to the advancing tanks and machine gunners and whatnot in Tiananmen Square. And they said, no, period, more, period. And as I recall, the tanks and shit, they stopped for a minute. They all looked at each other, just like those little creepazoids in Mars Attacks, you know. They opened the turrets and they looked out and they went, oh my God, and they just laughed hysterically. They opened up, I don't know how many they killed, a couple of hundred, I think. I don't know. Go look it up. Okay. The entire world was outraged beyond comprehension. No one could fathom that any government, any military could do that to its own frickin' people. The people that they were sworn to protect with their lives. That's their purpose for being, for existing. That's why they got permission to breathe the air, because they said, okay, if you let us breathe your air, we will protect you forever and ever, no matter what. Even if 100 Godzillas come, we will throw ourselves in front of them and protect the women and the children. No, not exactly. They killed the women and the children. Chinese military. They did it. Go look it up. I'm old enough to remember it. Snowflakes aren't. I bet there's snowflakes out there that have never even heard of it. Okay, that's why the U.S. government gets away with a lot of that BS shit that it does. Okay, so before and after Tiananmen Square, there were all kinds of examples of this stuff all around the world. Armies of various countries doing heinous stuff to the populace that they were sworn to protect. They did it all the time, all around the world. Now, I can't remember how old I was, but I remember the incident. Somehow I was taught, a teacher, I'm sure, I was taught that don't worry, kiddos, because in America, home of the brave, land of the free, in America, we're different from all the other peons all around the world. In America, the Army can not kill its own people. Cannot. It has never been allowed to do that, and it never will be allowed to do that. Ever. As long as there's an America, this cannot happen. That's why we are special. That's why we are above all the other peons. We are like the tallest peons of all the other short peons around the world. We're like the head peons because we have honor and we have logic and common sense and decency. We have it. A lot of it. A lot of it slides out our ass onto the little houses of mice, hiding under the cardboard. Oh, sure, that happens. That can happen. But, yeah, we can shit on them. We can ruin their lives. But our army cannot kill them. Cannot. It's a red line. It's set in stone. It shall never frickin' happen. Okay. And as a little kid, I thought, wow, that's reason to believe. That's reason to be loyal. That's reason to be faithful to the United States of America. That makes me love this place because this can never, ever happen in America. And it never will. It shall never happen. Okay. And that was a little warm and fuzzy thought for me for decades and decades and decades after I learned that. I thought, wow, maybe this country really is worth fighting for because we are special. We are cool. We'll never do something like that. Now, you got Kamala Harris. I got to set this up a little bit. I have never done any kind of political podcast, broadcast, video, anything ever in my life. I don't think so. Maybe I have. Maybe I've alluded to things in other videos. Oh, no, I made one. I bitched out Putin one time. I don't know where. That's not on YouTube. I don't know whatever happened to that thing. That's around somewhere. I'll resurrect it maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not a political guy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't do political stuff. I left the USA decades plural ago because I could see that it was sliding down a slippery slope. That's a tongue. And I couldn't be part of it anymore. I saw both political parties turning into rat shit. And the elephant turds that they were dumping out onto the little peons, the mice, us, were getting bigger and bigger and smellier and more frequent and more frequent. And I thought, man, I just, this ain't Russia, people. I can leave. Really, I can leave. And so I did. I just did. I had bumped around other countries in my youth, and I saw that they were better. And so when I finally could afford it, I said, bye-bye, America. I didn't make any big deal out of it. I didn't throw a party. I just quietly sold all my stuff and got on a plane. And I never went back. Now, the countries I've lived in since then are shitholes. In many respects. Most of them, they're third world atrocities. You know, is what they are. They are never-ending train wrecks. Okay, whatever. I don't care, especially. You know, I'm not a citizen of any of them. So, you know, they can be any way they want. And I can extract entertainment value from watching the never-ending train wreck. And then sometimes I videotape it, you know, and put it on YouTube, you know, stuff like that. You got to be careful that, you know, you can go to prison, especially if you're in China. Not can, will. You will go to prison if you're in China. I've talked about China a little bit. You know, if I tried to go there for a weekend, I'd probably go to prison now. Well, whatever, I don't plan to go to China, sorry. In none of the countries that I have lived in the last decades, in none of them has the military been authorized to kill its own citizenry. It's not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I never saw it happen. Okay. Now, Kamala Harris, I'm not going to go into political rant about her. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to use her name. Kamala Harris made a statement very recently, I think, was it just a few days ago, I think. Now we're looking at, right now we're at coming up on 1st of November, 2024. Okay, so she's fighting for her political life, you know. If she loses here, she's got to go back to work at McDonald's, you know, and she doesn't really want to do that. Or Motel 6 in Stockton, you know. We don't really know what she was doing at Motel 6. I don't think she was officially an employee, but she was there, you know, every night. Okay, I'm not going to go that direction. Just recently, just a few days ago, maybe a week ago, Kamala issued a statement saying that if Trump becomes president, well, I mean, the world's going to fall apart. You know, it's going to be dogs and cats living together. It's going to be acid rain. It's going to be really shitty, okay? It's just going to be, you know, Armageddon, apocalypse, you know? Okay, if Trump gets in, so therefore you, okay. But one thing Trump is going to do for sure, the one thing she's concretely guaranteeing that Trump will do for sure is that he will authorize the military, the American military, to kill American people. Just like in Tiananmen Square. And of course, everybody was like, oh, geez, lady, get a grip. We know that you're desperate. We know you're desperate. You know, McDonald's, you know, at your age, it's not really a good career choice, you know? So we know how desperate you are. You will say absolutely anything to get in. Keep riding around on that jet, you know? Oh, that's cool. Okay. So she made that statement, and she got pretty roundly knocked and bashed for it. And she kind of let it go, you know, like, oh, whatever. I'm pretty sure he's going to do that, you know. I think he will, because he's a rotten asshole. And he's Hitler, you know. He's spawn of Hitler. We're pretty sure he's directly descended from Hitler. I think we can prove that in the weeks ahead, you know. Okay, and everybody pretty much saw through this, because this whole notion that America could ever turn its its military troops on its own people. It just BS beyond description. It was so absurd, so it's beyond beyond ludicrous speed. It ain't going to happen. And so for Kamala to come out and say that, everybody thought, my God, lady, grow up, really get a grip. Go get some help, lady, because it's never happened in the history of the U.S. It's never going to happen. It's so profoundly unthinkable that it's just stupid to even mention it. It's insane. It's really kind of clinically insane to mention that, to bring that up, to try to push something like that over on the American people, because no one except some really extreme mentally handicapped people would believe that. Okay, so that's the way it sat for a week or however long it's been. Now, turns out, and I'm going to show you the clip. The clip's coming up here just in a minute. Now, I have verified everything in this clip. The actual words that were sent to the Defense Department are online everywhere. I'm not going to put them up here on the screen because I don't want anyone to be able to say, oh, he made those up. That's fake news. Oh, that's BS. No. No, I want you to go look these up at 700,000 different outlets, not a single one of which is being accused of publishing fake news. Okay. So Kamala said Trump was going to do this thing, and everybody, I don't even think people got particularly mad because it was so stupid to even try to push over a notion like that onto the American people. Like, God, lady, really? We've had enough. Really, just go away, please. Okay. That was kind of the reaction to it. And then we discover one of the Kennedys has just uncovered something that Kamala and Biden did 2 weeks ago. Now, I liked JFK. I didn't really like any of the rest of them, so they don't have a lot of credibility to me. Kennedy's, whatever, they're just kind of like flies buzzing in your ear, like, oh, go on, get away. I don't know. JFK, I would have died for that guy. I wish I could have stopped the Teamsters from offing him. I know stuff. I do. I really do. So this guy, this Kennedy that you're going to see here in about 10 seconds, whatever I don't know that he has any credibility at all. I don't know him at all. He's a Kennedy, he's a fly. Go away. But I went and did the research, and you need to also go do the research to find out if this guy's telling you the truth. I'm not going to say he is or he isn't. I've done the research. And that's why I'm putting his little clip up here. So just his little clip here is, I don't know, it's like 15, 18 seconds, something like that. And I'm going to play it right after I shut the hell up. Listen to it 5 times, 10 times, and then go Googling. And you can find the actual law that Kamala and Biden just put in place. It's a directive to the Department of Defense to do a certain thing. If the president ever says he feels like it, he or she, or it or they or them or whatever. What's all those pronouns? They, them, it, we, Uncle Bob. I don't know. Okay. Listen to the clip, and then what you're going to have to do is decide if this is a bridge too far for you. If it is, by God, by Jesus, you better go vote. Because this is a hop over the red line that's as wide as the Mississippi, and it is as orange and as bright as the sun. This one thing has scared me more than any other thing I've seen in my lifetime in any other country. I don't have words for it. Now, you can go vote this insanity out. You can. It's an easy thing. Go vote it out. Go vote for somebody who has not done this and who would never do it. And vote out the obscene, clinically insane morons who have already done it. Okay, you can do that. That's easy. The thing that terrifies me is that since we as a nation, I'm not part of that nation anymore. Since America is now at the point where they're willing to do this, even if you vote those people out, you better be on guard, because the worms and the grubs and the bacteria and the mucus from that elephant shit falling onto your cardboard house is just going to come back and do it again, or try and try and try and try to get this done again. It's already done right now. It's a done deal. It's done. All right. You got to have a brain, I can't, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink, okay? I've led you to the water. Here's the clip. That'll show you what is in the water. Then you got to go looking to see if it's a mirage. It's not. It's a real thing that has happened. Welcome to China.
Say one other thing. President Harris said today in her post, in her speech, she said that President Trump was going to turn the U.S. military against the American public and use the public to promote his agenda. How many of you think that is true? Well, what's interesting to me is that the Biden-Harris administration has done something 2 weeks ago that has never been done in American history, which is to send exactly lethal force, to send a directive to the Pentagon, changing the law to make it legal for the U.S. military to use lethal force against American citizens on American soil. Technically, now it's legal, the U.S. military, under this directive, it will become legal for the U.S. military to shoot and kill Americans who engage in political protests because they disagree with policies in the White House. I'm not making this up. Any of you can look it up. This is a Democratic initiative. This did not come during the Trump administration. This did not come from Donald Trump. It came from the Democratic Party. And that's why I left the Democratic Party.